And we are live. We are live. Rory just asked me how I wanted to start this. I told him to just come on. And that was a very valid question, Trife, because we don't do guests.
Right.
Copy.
We don't do interviews. We actually turn down interviews and guests.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of times that should be contrived. A lot of times people want to come up here on their press run and just utilize the platform for some shit that ain't really important. So I don't allow it. As someone who throughout his career has never had the best relationship with press, because press just comes with its own narrative. They have their own agendas, their own motives, and I'm paranoid anyway. I deal with paranoia. I'm not with it. I don't like talking to niggas. So when I watched this Doggy Diamonds interview, Doggy Diamonds, I know. Everybody knows Doggy Diamonds somehow. I can't even tell you how I know Doggy Diamonds, honestly. And I was watching, for those of you who have not seen it, I'll give Doggy Diamonds some press and pub because that's my guy. Check the Doggy Diamonds Trife Gangsta interview. I watched it twice.
Definitely.
I never met you. I've had the honor of meeting your brother. So I want to pay my respects first. The wise need few words, and what's understood don't need to be said. If you know Banga, then you know Banga, and you just know what it is. So I automatically, with realness transfers, it's like energy. So when I'm listening to you in that interview, your words was just so powerful, man. Was I watching with you?
No.
Johnny.
Yeah, wasn't me.
Boy, did them shits jump off the fucking screen. My Wi-Fi was bad, is what I'm telling you. And I still I might have watched it a good 4 times because I was fucking appalled at the fucking audacity of media today. It brought me back to why I hate media today. Life was fucking lost. That's why. So when I'm watching you talk and I'm hearing you say, I don't like to talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel that. And I'm explaining to the gentleman I'm watching it with who don't really come from that ilk to understand some of the things you were saying. I was saying that, like, when death occurs and family is in grieving and turmoil and whatever you're going through, somebody has to represent the family.
Somebody. That's right.
Unfortunately, hip-hop is so fucking immature today that all we want to keep talking about is bum-ass fucking Troy Ave. Trife, let me familiarize you with me. On this podcast, all the shit I say to get me in some shit, I say it. I own that shit. So even today, when this nigga, and I ain't gonna spend too much time talking about him, this is only even relevant because he still got the fucking audacity to think that this is music still. To think that I'm gonna waste a bar talking about him. You are fucking insignificant, my nigga. I would not waste a fucking bar, and I want to be clear on that because audacity comes back to fucking mine. You so fucking stupid, right? And this is going to be my only time addressing you here because I want to talk to him. You so fucking stupid that through all of your fucking ignorance and the fucking shit that has occurred, you still on a fucking track dissing a nigga that's praying for you still.
Right.
That's why I'm done talking about him. And that's why I want to talk to Trife. I want to talk to a man. Mm-hmm. I want to talk to an adult. I want to talk to somebody. See, when you really live certain things, you really don't want to live them. Right. And you look great, Trife.
Thanks.
Wait a second, man. Let's be very clear, man.
Right.
This nigga's fucking dapper down, man.
Shoes at some point. Cleaned up.
Yeah.
We take a pic of the shoes and all things so everybody can see what you're
No,
talking
that's
about.
happening.
Yeah,
That 100%. How are you doing?
I'm blessed, brother. I mean, despite everything, I'm healthy, I'm strong. I can't complain, you know? Every day something's happening. So when you're looking at life from the perspective of somebody suffering somewhere, you got to look at where you at. So that's how I move every day. You know?
I thank Maul for kind of orchestrating this and making this happen. What because I don't even want to talk about any of the fuck shit.
Nah, I mean, listen, whatever I'm here, like, you know, I told brother, you know, my brother Maury, shout out to him, because it's all about relationships.
Right.
And that's how I got on, you know, did the interview with Doggy Diamond. Shout out to him, of course, again, because I know, bro. So, you know, we build regularly, and that's just us in the streets, you know, we just building about things that's going on. That's not for everybody. So when the conversation got to that point, I'm like, all right, bro, let's go. You know what I mean? So, you know, that came out, and everybody is responding to it in the way that they responding to it, and we get to that as well. And it comes to a point where, all right, everything you say warrants another response, right? And there's, of course, people reaching out, yo, let's talk about it. Right? Maury hit me. Okay, that's a relationship. That's respectful. You know, I respect you. I respect how you know, how you move. So, all right, we can sit down and we can answer some of the questions that people want to answer. At the same time, in my anger, my energy, people may not have understood a lot of things, right? So, you know, I'm open to questions. I ain't got no problem with that type of stuff.
All right, so that's real. So we basically have opened the floor. Do y'all have any questions? Did y'all see the interview?
Yeah, I saw the interview, and I mean, I think a lot has happened in response to that. That's new, and I don't think has been addressed. And I'm not sure how you feel addressing the record that came out shortly after. I've thus forgot the title and don't even want to plug it. But your name was brought up after you said those great things about your brother. It seemed that negativity was the response back.
Yes, I did notice that. Yeah, I did. Well, I know Av. You know, what did I expect? Right, and I'm gonna say that to you too, right? When you dealing with an individual and you understand how people move, you know what's going to cause them to respond a certain way, and that's where that man is. Where don't say my name negative, or I'm going to say something back. Right? Is that a good thing to have? I guess because sometimes in the music you feel that you have to respond that way. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm not a rapper. What am I supposed to be getting on the track and saying something back to that?
Right.
My whole intent of coming out and having that interview wasn't solely directed on just Troy Ave. Right? It was the catalyst of the things that he was misrepresenting my family that brung it to the forefront. But people also lost the overall perspective of other things that I pointed out in that interview. Right? But so when it comes to that song, I was bumping that the other day, right? I was laughing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not letting that, come on, that's not,
It's
right?
nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's you know, it don't bother me. You know, I know who I am, I know what I represent, so how would that affect me? Why do I'm not going to keep feeding to that, right? Because I got to get back to really where I'm at. So I understand that. And at the same time, he's trying to show some type of something now, right? Did we not catch that?
Yeah.
Right? So now I'm having this conversation. Now let's open another conversation. Yo, bro, so did you see what he put on, you know, on Instagram to reach out to your moms? How do you feel? So it's a lot of conversations going to continue to happen. And I got to answer questions on all these things. I'm understanding that you're trying something, right? So do I give you the respect for that? Or, you know what I'm saying, do I still sit back and say I've been giving you enough time to show, right, to be honorable? Is this the real honorable step that you're taking?
I don't know if I'm looking for Troy Ave to display honor at all in anything. And I guess it was only disturbing to me, Trife, because I'm watching Charlemagne and him and Troy have this conversation. And it wasn't until probably an hour into it, because I watched that whole thing, that I said, oh shit, okay, there's history there. Had they maybe had this conversation earlier or sooner, or had somebody got involved, I think things play out a little different here. So when you talk about the steps leading up to events, that's real important. It's real important to target what we're seeing this man display and why, because you feed these false perceptions to your hip hop consumer crowd.
Fact.
Because we build up image, and hip hop image is very important. In hip hop, some of us in hip hop, it's not really an image for. Some people have done a lot of time in jail. Some people have some experience and living a certain life that you don't want to live anymore. So you ain't really about pushing that. This nigga running around in this vest and all of this shit. Isn't the vest illegal? I don't understand how he's even able to do all that.
Now, a lot of people don't understand New York State law, though, bro. Real shit. Pardon me, I can't.
It's tricky.
Curse,
right? No, you didn't fucking right.
No. I'm keeping it.
Okay.
The Doggy Dime interview. All right, my mom's. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. My mom follows me on Twitter and all that. She said,
yeah. You up there cursing and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, you was aggressive. You came off strong.
Yeah, and on that I gotta apologize to a lot of people that don't understand that, right? But it's not. I'm not trying to portray something when that happened. That was my immediate response.
Absolutely.
Right, and luckily it was verbal.
Absolutely.
I thought you showed so much just positive will and restraint.
Thank you.
That's
right?
what I thought.
And I've been doing that for 8 months, right? And hearing everything, and that's what I'm saying. It's like every time something happens, it comes right back to me from some avenue, right? And I just gotta sit down and not respond, right? I look at, say for example, the Doggy Diamonds interview. You got all types of comments in there, and this is I'm not. Listen. If you can't sit down and have this conversation with me, your opinion ain't gonna matter to me, right? Everybody got something to say, right? But when we can talk face to face and you can say, yo, listen, I want to hear what you got to say because that means you matter in the circumference of what I'm dealing with, right? So as I'm moving through all this, I'm coming to the terms that there's a lot of different individuals who are not understanding where all of this starts and how they're continuing to feed the fire, right? So you feeding it consistently, but not knowing, or are you doing it intensely? And we talk about different avenues, right? When you talk about the media level, what are you trying to see happen?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What do you want right now? Right? And that was my problem because I spoke about, for example, Lisa Effers, right? People didn't catch that. Like, you reach out to me all the time. All right, tell me your intent in having a conversation with him and having an interview with him, right? About Ad.
I wanted to know her intent and his intent.
Correct.
If you want me to be honest. Why are y'all there?
Yeah, what is the intent of this? We understand he's going through something right now, right? But what is the goal of this? To promote his album? You talk about my brother. I don't understand. What is the intent? And it's always about intent. I pay attention to people's intent. What are you doing when you come with this, right?
Yeah.
And that intent didn't make sense to me, right? So then you get to the next level of understanding. You reach out to me for something that makes sense to you. Reach out to me to understand the pain that I may go through by you doing that, so I can have a heads up. So I can understand that, right?
So I'm not blindsided.
Yeah, like, well, what's that? When I just get the text with the link, like, come on, we can't be, if you respect me, you understand, I'm gonna bring something to your attention ahead of time, right?
And we don't know Lisa Evers to move like that.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, we had a good relationship. That's what I'm explaining to you. Like that, we have a respectful, good relationship.
Yeah.
So why would you know what I'm saying? Like, who did somebody tell you just keep fueling this? I don't understand. I'm like you, bro. I'm paranoid. I look at everything like, hold up, that's not right. When my brother got hit, I had to look at that like, who sent who to do what? Was that for me? Was that all the setup? Because I'm out here trying to save my community, not trying to be doing that. You understand what I'm saying? Like you start to look at a lot of things differently, right? Because you don't understand why things happen that way. How does somebody get into a spot with the joint and nobody caught that? But then I had to sit back and say, I know how that, because I know it go down. Reality of it. That's not different from our communities. We know that happened. We know how we get in there. So you got to go back, and then you go back to how far the situation is going on and how long I know about it, and being able to be calm and collective and respectful and still understand that things can happen, right? And I'm holding myself because I know that people are affected by my actions. My voice, my sound, right? Everybody don't care about stuff like that. I care about that. I understand that if I say something, it's going to affect people, right? And I had to also look at my interview on that as well, right? And I got to tell people, relax, I'm good. People worry about my pain. He about to lose. No, I'm not about to lose my mind. I spoke on what I spoke on. I spoke on regards to my family. But let's get to the facts of everything that's happening so people can have peace, because that's what I got from a lot of people. That they got, I got peace. I had a brother. He hit me. He said, this is in my Facebook. He said, because of you, because I was going through the same thing you was going through, I ain't killed somebody. can show you that in my phone, my Facebook message.
You ain't got to because it's
You see
real.
what I'm saying? Fact.
Let me
But-
tell.
Go ahead,
But
bro.
watching you, Trife. See now, I'm blessed and fortunate enough I still have both my parents in my life. I still have my 4 brothers. I still have a sister. So I don't know the pain of losing a relative like that.
But
yet.
that's why this was important for me.
That's my
personally,
point.
Because I lost a brother due to gun violence. You know what I'm saying? So when I looking at Trife's interview and how he, I saw the restraint that he had and how he was conducting himself, and that took me back to when I lost my brother. And I'm like, yo, I can relate to that. And even today, this was 2003 that this happened. So almost 14 years later, I still, certain days I just get in my mind because dude hasn't been caught. I wonder every day if I'm face to face with this dude, if I've seen him at events and shit. That still plays in my mind. So, I relive that, and you never get over it. Time helps, and you have memories and you move on, but you never fully get over it. So that's why this was personal for me, and this is something that I needed to bring forth because I lost a brother due to gun violence, and I know exactly what Trife is going through, and now he's ready to just go and whatever. I live
That's
that.
why I'm saying I don't need to ever see that text because putting myself in that position,
Right.
you just.
Right. 100%.
It takes restraint.
100%.
So now, because I'm from New Jersey, hold up, Rory, because my memory is bad. Because I'm from New Jersey, Trife, you were saying earlier the laws in New York are very intricate. And let me tell you something, that system over there is very different from New Jersey, man. When they get you over there, it's different. So I have a hard time understanding a few things like, one, why he's able to run around with that bulletproof vest on because I know it's illegal. And I know I almost got jammed up when the cops came in and saw mine. So, and 2, no body charge yet.
Okay. So, 1, New York state law, you can have, if you're not a felon, you have the right to purchase a bulletproof vest to protect your business and your family. It's federal law. If you're a felon, you cannot possess a gun. A gun in New York state law is, a vest becomes illegal in New York state law when you have a gun with the vest. Check it out yourself. That's the facts. Like they don't want to talk about that because you look at New York laws. You don't have a right to carry a concealed weapon, right? But you got a right to protect your family, your business.
Okay.
That's not the law in Jersey.
That's the law in New York. Pull up in the feds. You read, you'll see it.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, definitely. But so.
But you could wear it just in the fucking street.
I mean, you ain't. I mean, that's what he doing right now, right? And with all due respect, like homie, you bugging.
I would think it's a law against that.
No, I mean, at the point he's an entertainer, right? And he I don't know. Sometimes we try to just keep up certain.
Yeah,
images.
at this point, I don't even know that that's a real vest.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even know if you built like that to be able to wear a real vest. Them shit's heavy, my nigga.
Yeah, go
listen,
ahead.
fucking.
Yeah.
But the no charge yet is
Right.
confusing to me because there's cameras all over Irving Plaza.
Yo, so, all right, 1, 2, when you talk about that, people always tell me, yo, this is an open case, and, that's snitching, and homie, first and foremost, right, my track record is respectable. I could pull up all my papers. If you Google my government, my name ain't just Trife Gangsta, my name is Sean Duke McFatter.
Right? Today, these niggas don't even know what's...
You know what I'm saying? So, the point is, there's a difference, and understand, if I ain't out there committing a crime with you, there's a difference, homie. When you sitting there committing crimes with people and now we telling each other, that's what that is.
It's a code.
Right? Miss Jones look out the window and she sees something and she cooperate. That's not what that is.
Yeah.
Right? Get it right, little homies. But in regards to that, this is now all public information. Right? You go back to what they know. Right? We talking federal. Right? Everybody say, well, he's not guilty. Federal. Okay? That gun was found. They ran whatever test they need to run, and it said DNA on the gun. What can you argue about that? When the feds say, okay, we got your DNA on the gun, we went and found the person who purchased the gun. We got you in the picture with somebody affiliated with that purchase of that gun, so we know that's your gun. So we're going to pull you in here and give you a federal charge because you're a felon in possession of a weapon. That's automatically federal.
Yes, I'm following you.
All right, so you're not getting away from that.
Okay.
Right here, this is feds. Let's talk about the conviction rate in that. How do you prove? So now we talking about the release of information now that he allegedly adds Troy Ave name to the situation, right? And this is somebody that everybody honorable, free, this boat buster. How do you say that when you look at this? You got caught with a gun, or yes or no? Is that your gun? Yes or no? That ain't got to do with Tom, Dick, or Harry. What happened? You understand my point? If I get caught with mine, that's mine. I ain't got to. I got to go in front of the judge, and I got to tell the judge this mine. How I'm gonna prove it's not mine. I ain't put nobody's name in that. That's that.
Got you.
All right. So now you look at the situation, right? This is where I've been sitting back paying attention. I haven't sat down and went talked to no district attorney. I haven't talked to the precinct. I'm from the streets. I did all my conversations I need to have in the streets. I understand where this is at.
And you said that on Doggy Diamonds too.
It's a fact, right? I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wasn't
erratic in thought.
No, you know what I mean? You know, everything is understood, right? Things have to happen with the way they happen. So, you know, that happened. So when I look at it from a understanding the system, right? From the 94 was the first time I was incarcerated. 16. Between 94 and 2008, I did about 12, 13 years in installments. Paid a lot of attention to the law. I know the system. So when I look at it from my perspective and being in and out of that system, I say, okay, the homicide is a state case, right? So the state has to figure out how that's going to happen versus the feds, who the gun is only a federal case.
That's
right?
where it got confusing to me. Because when we addressed this, that was my question. We talked about this way before any of this fuck shit. We was like, the state is confused, the state and the fed law.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's only reason he's in the fed because once you in federal law, once you're a felon and you possess a weapon, that's automatically a federal case, and they're not going to take it unless they feel I got you in that federal case, right? So now here's the position: is this your gun or not? Because this is the murder weapon. So do you take it or you don't take it? You take it, all right, that's your weapon. Somebody, you're accountable for that weapon, right? So do they keep it? Is the state focused on it or is the feds focused on it? That's the position. I don't know. You just got.
And when you get caught up in that mix, because man, in New York, fucking judicial system is
serious. Yeah, you know, I know homies that you'll get state and federal time. Right, we're just gonna charge you. We'll charge you on the federal level for the gun, and we'll get you on the state time, and now you gotta do 2 different bids.
My father was in MDC, but fighting state charges, and at one point they was not trying to have the time concurrent because, like, it just gets real tricky. Shit, D, D just did however long the fuck he did with a wild law. What was D on, like parole? And he drove from Totowa to Delaware or some shit, right? A very short drive. And in Delaware, maybe he got pulled over, had a warrant that violated his parole in New Jersey and had to do 3 years now in Delaware.
Yeah.
So you get caught up in the legal system. Fortunately, today we got all these documentaries and shit that, you know, kind of teach us how that infrastructure was built. And we have all these activists, you know, they're trying to shut Rikers down. And today we have all these tools to get information about jails and the legal system.
I mean, I'm actually part of that shut Rikers down. That's what I do on a regular. I actually go into Rikers about twice a week. And just really, I go into the same houses that I used to be in there cutting and stuff and just really showing them, listen, I'm in here right now, right? I've been through all of this. Right, and now this is what I'm doing. Right, my organization is focused on that. So when they talk about shut down Rikers, the goal is to minimize it from about 9,000 inmates down to about 5,000. That's part of the plan, and then build smaller community jails. Like, people don't even understand the research of Rikers and how he led people to slaves, and you got to do the research of the whole Rikers Island.
We're seeing these stories now, yeah.
You know, so in order to stop something, you can't just say, okay, we just going to stop by building jails. You got to change the mindset of the individuals that's in there. Like, they believe in, you know, in this whole gun life, gang, everybody gang all day. It's corny, right? So little bros, they're not telling you a commodity, and they're not telling you that you're a consumer to a business, right? And that's what I had to realize. I'm like, hold up, the prison industrial complex needs consumers.
Talk about it.
And I've been a consumer for a very long time. I think at this point in my life, I don't choose to do this anymore.
I'm done.
Okay.
Right.
So let me come up with a plan of action to make sure that I am getting away from this lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a fact. You know, that's what we got to show them, right? All this, yo, I'm being tough and I'm shooting and killing. We ain't getting nowhere with that, bro, right? And you bring that point to the forefront. You say, when you're about it, you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to live it. You know, I want to get away from it.
Yes.
You know, I'm upset that I had to show that.
Yes.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I say, even though I showed that, it's sad that that's what people got to see. That's the first impression to a lot of people about me. Right? That's the first time Trife Gang. Right? But then you Google me, my work, my organization, GMAC, right? Gangsters Making Astronomical Community Change Incorporated. Pull it up on the internet. You'll see what I do, right? And I'm affiliated with a lot of elected officials. I'm at the point where people, are you running for? No, I'm not running for no office. I just want to help my hood and take care of my kids, my people, right? I don't look to be a politician. I don't want to do that. So I'm not trying to be this person you want me to be and clean up my act. I'm good with all that, right? I'm about that, right? Getting to the point of helping us from the inside, right? And that's how I do it, right? Yeah, Trife Gangsta, he blood. That's what he come. All right, so he's reputable. He knows what he's talking about. I'm not the only one like that. Right? Where they at? That's what we got to bring to the forefront. We can't bring people to the forefront that's fronting about this and talking about shoot, kill every day, and they not doing that.
Well, Trife, and see that adds to. I have a theory, right? I feel like I'll be 37 in August, and I feel like this generation.
I thought you was about my, about
how old
my
are you?
age. I'm 30. I'll be 39 in June.
Yeah, it's coming.
Right.
It's coming. 39. Listen, I'm scared of 39 because, 37. They tell me is when niggas are supposed to go get their prostate.
Yeah,
I'm afraid of that. I am honestly, but it's time. Especially this Charlie Murphy just passed and rest in peace. It makes you want to, you really got to check on your fucking health and shit. But damn, my memory is bad. Oh, the theory, right? So I'll be 37 in August, and I feel like this generation sometimes lacks information because when I was 13, 14, 15, I was hanging out with niggas that were 25, 26, 23, 24. So it was older. There was always a funnel of knowledge to be passed. And because we're in the air quotes information era, but there's so much information to consume that people are probably dumber than ever. I feel like the 25-year-olds today, they're not really hanging with older niggas so that information can be passed down. So when you speak about OGs, there being more people like you working from the inside to help the community and doing all this positive shit, but we're not seeing them. It's important that we start to see them. Right. It's important it's important that you sit here. It's important that information gets spread like fucking wildfire because these niggas is without it.
That's not a seller though. You know what I'm saying? It don't make money. It don't push you to the system. Right? When you talk about being better for our community, they don't want that. We know they don't want that. Right? But it's about now getting to the forefront. And when you talk about these young people, what I realized is at 39, about to be 39, I had those people there for me, right? Even though I've never seen my father, the big homies, the OGs, non-gang affiliated, just what they are, right? People think OGs only about a gang. It's not, right? It's what you gave to the hood. You ain't just had to kill somebody to be OG. Right? That ain't, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. OG don't mean I'm a murderer. Get out of here. So anybody can shoot. You got buses shooting up schools, and that's you know what I mean? We're not convinced by that.
Right.
Show me something else.
Exactly.
Right? So I saw that I had that leadership. I got that, right? I got morals, principles, codes, ethics, things of that nature. Not just from mom, but when I got into the street, right? So what I realized with our generation is we got it and we took it and we kept moving, right? We got it, but we working. As we working, what we did, we left the media and everything else to replicate how we moving to push it to the young brothers, right? And sisters. And now we didn't step back and say, hold up, whoa. No.
That ain't how it go.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's and those brothers are sitting in their houses right now, taking care of their kids, being successful, right? And doing the things necessary because they know y'all can have that. If that's how y'all want to be, I'm gonna leave it to y'all versus coming to the forefront and saying, hold up, I ain't never let no little dude move me. You know what I'm saying, homie? First of all, we the resources. Right? For our young brothers and sisters. We the resources. We got the connections. We slow it down. Hold up. When somebody moving our hood wrong, we got to adjust that. When violence happens in our hood, we got to stop it from escalating. Right? We got to pull up on them because what they get is, yo, what happened? Go, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus, yo, what happened? Chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't go.
Yeah, don't go. What was it about? Oh, I know him. Let me go build with such and such. It's minor. Let's fix that. Right? That's what we got to get them to understand and get more brothers out they shell. Right? Understand if we looking at how orange man, you know, is moving our society in the direction he's moving, we killing ourselves. They killing us. So if there is a war to be fought, we ain't got no soldiers because we dying at everybody's hands.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there was a guy when I spent, unfortunately, this was one time I spent like 4 hours in the bullpen down there in downtown without you. I was mad about it. But when I was in there was this older gentleman. He was about 55 years old, and he was drunk. But he was screaming in the cells that it's a business, and we're consumers, and we should vote locally because these judges, he had got the name of the judge we were about to see. And he was drunk, and he might even been homeless, but boy, did he have all the stats on this particular judge, and he was in that cell kicking knowledge. Everybody in there disregarded his ass.
Right.
Nobody wanted to hear any of that shit.
But to that point, in Riker's closing, is that really going to solve it? Because, of course, lowering the number of inmates is a step in the right direction, but just breaking it off into all 5 boroughs, is that solving it? Because it's still the same judicial system, and while we do have options of people like Trife going in there to help the inmates just changing is not going to do anything.
It's not the same judicial system if there are 4,000 less inmates.
Right, but that's not even it's the violence of Rikers, bro.
Of course,
it's the mentality. You can't even go see a family of Rikers without a correction officer treating you like you're an inmate. You understand what I'm saying?
Been there, yes.
It's the pressure, the COs who go in there and do time, and people understand that they're doing time too, and they go in there trying to conform to the I'm doing time and still live outside. Right, and so I'm going to treat this individual who's doing time inside a certain way because he gives me the aggression because he don't understand that I'm here to do a job, right? So there's an overwhelming level of violence that Rikers has. That's why it needs to be shut down.
But
wait, let me get it to add to that really quickly. Let's take it off of jail,
right,
and let's take it to schooling. When the class is overcrowded, it's a concern because you feel like, all right, you're not giving the best that you can when the class is smaller, special ed, the class is smaller. They want more attention. 4,000 less inmates is a whole lot easier to manage.
Right. So
when I'm watching the Khalif Browder doc, and that little nigga, he had heart. He had heart.
Hell yeah.
And I watched the fucking COs in there be outnumbered. So you can't break it up because they got families to go home to. When you take 4,000 of them niggas out the equation, it's not the same jail. It's a totally different variable.
Nah, but you got to also put the energy different for the families to bring family back because it's a travel, it's a trip, right? The business of, give you an example, Rikers is a business where people don't pay attention to how they raping the families. So when you go to Rikers, there's a bridge, right? Everybody know that Rikers Bridge. It said it's the longest bridge in the world. You get over there very quick, but it takes forever to get back over, right?
Right.
So you can't drive over that bridge if you're going to visit your family. You got to park on the outside. Then there's the bus right there that takes you right over.
Q100,
right? Okay. And then once you get off of the island, you got to get back on that bus, and it takes you back to your car. You just paid 2 full price fares, depending on how many people's with you, if you got your kids, right, how old they are, the family, to go across that bridge. So if I'm coming off that bridge, I just came from visit, I got to pay another $275 or more just to get off of the bus on the other side of the bridge. It's a lot of different things. They did another thing where when they had stopped giving personal sneakers, right, they said what you could do is you can get Pumas. So they had a contract with Puma, right? Stop all other sneakers because some warden on the island made a contract with Puma. They bring that in exclusively. You understand what I'm saying? There's ways of business that they continue to push in there.
So that reminds me of 2 things, Trife. One, I watched this little kid informational show called Adam Ruins Everything, and he just gives information. And he was doing an episode, and he was teaching us about eyeglasses. And the episode was about how the people who own the biggest glass frame company, the people who make the lens, the solution, how all of that shit is connected, and it's just a one big monopoly, so you're paying the same person.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying there. And two, it reminds me of more when we was in the fucking bullpen and they gave us that fucking, the budget cutbacks, they took the jelly off of
they cut jelly off the fucking
They cut
budget.
jelly off of the fucking sandwich in the joint. It's just peanut butter.
That was the crazy shit.
I know that's a very small point to this very important conversation, but I was taken aback as somebody who's not familiar with the ongoings in jail.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm ever in jail, let me be clear, I try to bail out ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
I try to never hit pop. Never, especially Kearney over here, because if you're famous and you go to General Pop over there, they pricking niggas with AIDS and all types of wild shit in Jersey. So why would you ever want to be there? Ever?
I mean, we don't want. Why would anybody want to be there? We got to get away from that mind of wanting that prison system.
That's my point. That's my fucking point to surf.
Right.
My fucking point to surf.
Right.
That's my point to surf. Like sometimes jail, God will sit you down. God, when you won't go sit yourself down, God will sit you down and get your body whatever it needs. So I believe that. I believe that jail has probably been a huge part of why my father is still in my life, because they went and sat his ass down for a little bit when he was acting stupid. And my good friend Surf, I believe that God has went and sat his ass down for a little bit because he's out there acting stupid. And that's if you're lucky.
Right.
Let me be clear. If you're lucky, you will get to sit down and be in a reflective
And get
state.
another shot. It's not like that for no more. You know, when I say I did about 13 installments, right, back and forth. That was then. They changing these laws now, so they bust them in the head. They adding all type of enhancements to their crimes, and they don't understand that. They don't understand what a gang enhancement is. They don't understand, just by talking about a crime, it's a conspiracy. Right? So these young brothers are getting caught up in situations, don't even understand what they're part of. I ain't got to commit the crime for it to be a conspiracy. Just talking about it, little bro, you putting yourself in a situation with people who are also working as agents, right? So it's a lot that they're not understanding about the life that they want to be in, right? And we got to educate them on that. How do you not look at the fact that when I was upstate, I saw that and I didn't catch it till it took my second bit up north. Like, oh, I'm bugging, right? Up north where they got prison industrial businesses where you making these clothes, you making those same glasses, bro, right? 14 cents an hour. So I tell bro, if you sitting in jail and you just did 10 years and you made 14 or 8 cents an hour, you can't come home and work, right, and find something minimum wage just to start, right? Because we got to fall back to playing catch up in our community because we seeing everybody else thriving. When you get that position, you got to slow down. That's what we trying to also get the brothers that's up there when they come home to get back to the right mindset. Because there's brothers up there who understand the system and want a new chance, right? So we got to start preparing something for them because that's where a lot of them are at as well, right? So when we also talk about that, that's to the point earlier, right? Where they at? You know what I mean? Some of them got hit with a whole bunch of time because they had leadership qualities, right? And railroad gave them, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And they sitting up there like, yo, I get a lot of kites from yo, bro, keep doing what you doing, right? Keep pushing, like, yo, we coming out to do what you doing, right? The real homies that's up top, right? And that's the energy, right? Because our communities need something totally different. It's time for a shift, right? The shift is, you negative, that's not popular.
Yeah,
you positive, that's what we with, right? You bring the popularity to that, right? That's what's cool now.
Right.
You run around here killing each other, that's not cool. Y'all can have that. That system going to wait for those who, right? We're not going to stop it, right? We're not murders, and that's not going to stop.
Yeah.
We want to minimize, right? And give a different energy to our community. Put them young people towards something that has a talent that they can have a career. Teach them the computers. We got to bring them something serious and tangible, right? If all you showing them is music, all you showing them is drugs, all you showing them is basketball, they going and they don't get that first shot. They're gonna go right to that street and start letting off that first shot.
And whenever y'all ready to have a real serious conversation in music and basketball, music and sports, we at the low level there too. They won't let us up that fucking ladder either. But I know that's a conversation too heavy to have now, so we'll save that for later.
To touch on, go back on what Trife was just saying. Now, with all due respect, I do understand your stance with tax and certain feelings and emotions, right? But tax is somebody that I've met, we've all met, and we've had, run-ins and conversations, right? When you look at the totality of what Tax did, he was able to create a platform for himself. He was able to put himself in a different space, right? he was able to gain attention and notoriety for something that he probably never thought about. This is something that probably just fell in his lap, but it allotted him things in his life. He was able to meet certain individuals that he probably would never be in a room with.
I agree.
He had some great interviews with famous celebrity people.
I agree.
We need to find where it went, where he didn't figure out, I got to totally remove myself from negative. Because I think that's a problem that we don't
answer
address.
that for you. That was his claim to fame. What do you mean? The bully, to talk about somebody. That's what some people do, right? With all respect and shout out to 50, right? People try to replicate that, right? Like how he came out and a lot of things
at
he
everybody,
did, right? And some people take that into different plateaus, to different platforms, and utilize it different ways, right? That thing. I watched, and I go back to when I first had those conversations with Ab about that, right? When it all started. And I said, okay, yo, bro, I said it before in the Doggy Dime, stop entertaining that, homie. Right? We can't entertain anything that's being said about us. Joe, you understand what I'm saying? Right? We gotta sometimes, definitely. Because I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm going to be all right.
Exactly.
Right? So keep doing what you're doing, because talk is nothing like
it alters
action.
nothing.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Action alters everything. Right? But be respectful, move with resolve, but meet oppression with aggression. Right? It's plain and simple. So I watched it, and I watched different, Twitter texts, right? And I said, okay, this is not good. This is not going good, right? And then I'm gonna say something about that. But as I'm watching it, when I said this is not going good, bring me back to that. I said this is not going good. I had a conversation with my brother. I had a conversation with all BSB about that. I mean, boy, doing too much. First of all, the situation wasn't his from the get go, right? That was the conversation between a whole nother party. I understand that's your man, and we always talk about how we respond to our mans, right? And that brings up, with all shout out, my brother Mike saw him, right? And we're going to touch on that. People got a lot of comment to say about that, so I don't want to miss that point. There's certain points that we could touch on that wasn't touched on that people was still inquiring about, right? And why, for example, why Mike spoke. But reality of the situation, people need real reality of how this got here, right? I don't know. I've never seen Tax a day in my life, in person, nowhere. I've never saw him a day in his life until that day. Right?
Really?
They ain't,
See now,
bro, homie, he don't know that dude, bro. He don't know that dude. I don't have sat down. He don't know that dude. That's why I said I don't even speak on him. He don't know that dude.
Because from the outside, it would appear all just Brooklyn. Because I don't know. I don't.
And
go.
that's the thing. It is. And that's where the pain of it all. Because there's a lot of people that's really intertwined in this situation. That's in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn,
You know what I'm saying? All due respect to everybody. It's a lot of individuals that understand that's affiliated with this person, that person, because we in Brooklyn.
Right.
It's a big place, but it's a small place.
Yeah.
If you in the streets.
Yeah.
So we understand you stepped in and felt like you wanted to, okay, you ain't like what happened over that song, right? All about the money. That's the catalyst.
And what is the gentleman's name?
Manolo.
Manolo. Tax and Manolo.
That's his man.
Are cool.
Correct.
So
now shout out because
that has nothing to do
my
with-
man Hottie be moving with Manolo, right? That's my man. That's the homie. That's the hunter, right? So with all due respect, homie tried to sit down with me and have a little resolve with that situation, right? Because my bro Hottie moved accordingly. Manolo, there was a situation with him and bro where they got into it. My bro Banks saw him, and the situation happened. Right? He was by himself. Over that whole situation, it popped off. A couple of them tried to jump on him. He was still holding, and he got it in. And then when they got crazy, he was like, "All right, stop playing, back that thing up." Right? Real. That's how. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Understand my point? So you said, "All right, I'm going to intertwine myself in this because my man and him ain't moving over this money situation, over this music, right? So I'm gonna bully him. You got to be real about it. Homie, why do you keep everything is now? It becomes an obsession, homie. Right? I'm watching you. You constantly got something to say. Like this is timeline stuff. I used to sit there and just watch before Bang got killed. Just watch and say, okay, That's my job, right? To pay attention. So as I'm watching, I'm saying, all right, damn, son always got something to say about boy, right? All right, that ain't your song. Why you going harder than him? All right, it continues. So now you have to think about the position of Av as well, right? Bad guy not having people feel about him. We have to put everybody in the position that they're in to understand why that happened, right? And I just told you, you don't know him, right? You getting involved in a situation, you constantly antagonizing me. Like, what happens the first time I see you? I'm going to respond accordingly, right? Okay. Regardless of what people say, it's not facts, it's facts. That's all on camera now. I mean, this is public information. You can't argue this anymore. If it ain't out yet, it's going to come out.
But wait.
Go ahead.
Because he had an option to, and I want to be fair here.
He had an option to what?
When you see money,
right,
you can either A, handle it.
Correct.
Or B, not.
Correct.
That is still an option.
Yes, it is. And we always have to take the best option that we choose for ourselves at that moment.
Okay.
Right? So, where was he mentally at that moment when he saw him and said, hey, I'm just going to have this fight?
Probably not in the greatest of spaces.
Right. Okay, but I'm going to have this fight because now I finally saw you. I'm in that mode where you saw me argue like I was there, right? Okay. And I'm just thinking this is what's going to happen, right? We inside an enclosed building. Nobody's anticipating a weapon, right? I'm just manning up.
See, to me,
right?
Not to cut you off, mistake number one.
Anticipation of the weapon, of no weapon?
In Irving Plaza,
right,
at a T.I. concert with Mano and Uncle Murder and Troy Ave, and this is not to knock any of these gentlemen.
Right.
However, I would think, and again, I probably have a little more wherewithal than the average consumer. I'm not going to that building thinking that ain't a weapon in there. And that speaks to a lot of negligence. That speaks to Irving Plaza's negligence. 100%. Do we think that T.I. invited all of these people here?
So I spoke
because you spoke about that.
So when I speak about it, I speak about it from my position where I'm at. You know, I move accordingly. I pay attention to detail. All right, you're having this event, this concert of this sort. You know who you pulling out. You know every city got negative energies. People got issues, right? I feel first, if you protecting yourself first, right? Make sure everything is secure here. I got to get back to my family as the artist. This 100%. Is my show. Now I got to make sure that my fans, anybody coming in this building, is protected, right? So make sure every avenue is covered, right? You pulled all those energies in there. You don't know what was going on with son? You ain't know that he was going to pull up? He ain't know. You understand my point? Right? So it's about having, like, we focus on having people available.
Maybe he didn't.
Right, but then that means your team is slipping. Right? If it's not your job, it's your team job to know what we're going into. Who in the building tonight? Right? Before we pull up, what's going on? Who? When Av did Summer Jam, that was the first time I saw T.I. I saw T.I. personally, met the brother more than one time being with Av. Right? And I saw the energy with bro, right? So he know Av person. He know Av come with a different type of energy. All right, so now when you pull them up, you should understand the energy that's coming around him. You see my point? Av didn't come there with just the intention of popping up at a concert and enjoying the concert. He was coming in respect to T.I. Right. So yo, bro, if you my homie, you pulling up and you come to Brooklyn, right? I'm gonna tell you, yo, good, what's good? We over here, right? Anything I need to know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Any negative energies we need to be on point. Anybody we need to look out for.
Again, Trife, that's why this is disturbing. Because, all right, let's say nobody does their due diligence.
Right.
I pay attention to detail as well.
Right.
So I know that Troy Ave is affiliated with T.I. They've done records.
Right.
Right. I know that Mano is affiliated with T.I.
Right.
I know that. I just know. Like you could see it. So maybe T.I. is not in tune with New York, and I would like to think that he does know. See, and let me make a larger point too, because that's real important that you said that. New York don't really have the, when Slaughterhouse went to fucking Houston to shoot a video, and they were shooting on the fight, you gotta check with the hood. You just gotta, that's important. That was very important that you said that. You have to do a check in the fucking hood. It's just codes. So I say that to say, who is that for New York? Because as a rapper, Trife.
No comment.
Of course, no comment. But as a rapper, and what I mean, see, I don't mean who is that for New York. No comment.
Right.
We know no comment.
Right.
Probably the only person that we have to G-check some shit that goes wrong in New York is Mano.
That's the guy's the bro. I mean, that's his Mano. That's Mano part of what he do.
I call Mano, right, and I'm like, yo, how wild is it to me that you're the voice of reason for me in New York hip hop? Because I know you, I know where you're willing to go. So that's crazy. That's wild to me. Mm-hmm. That's just wild. That was the end of my point there.
He in tune with the homies. He in tune with the bros. There's a lot of good brothers out, in the streets that is in tune to know. Like, for example, my boy Prime be on, he be on Hot 97 with Flex and Joe Jackson, and Prime, in tune, right? He's in that loop, right? These are the people you're supposed to know, because he know what's going on, right? So when you talk to those individuals, you don't understand how to pull them to the side and say, yo, bro, what's the energy, right? Identify those people, because those people could tell you how to move and how not to move, right? And that's what we want to get in the business now. When you come into this city, holla, right? Like, we need to understand where you at, right? And at the same time, we about community. You ain't gonna just be talking, shoot them up, kill them up, and you not giving back to the city as well, right? I gotta go back to the fact that I do nonprofit work, and it's hard to provide for a community doing nonprofit work. Everybody ain't throwing money to us to say, yo, save our kids, right? You throwing money everywhere else, right? And we focus on gun violence on different levels. So if you come to our city and you promoting a certain energy, reach out to the individual who know how to move. We got a team of individuals that do violence interruption in our communities, bro. Their job is to mediate conflicts, right? So if something happened and I have a staff, right, that pay taxes, but what their job is to be right on the block, canvass the community, talk to the shooters. If something pop up, yo, everything good? This is real work.
That's amazing.
It's real work.
That is amazing. Fact.
You know what I'm saying? And it's other organizations that do it, but that's what I'm talking about saying, all right, if you got a cop who stands on our corner, right? They used to have Operation Impact where they just stand in the corner and get paid to talk to each other.
Right.
That's not preventing crime. I'm going to the next corner and let those shots off.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to make the arrest. With all due respect, NYPD do a great job, right? I ain't got no beef with, accept injustices, right? But now taking somebody who I say, listen, I come from this. I understand this. I know you're going to understand me. I'm not about to take what you tell me to the police. I'm just going to take it to the next person to mediate something.
Yes.
Right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to employ you to do that. Right? So your job, your paycheck, your paycheck is to be in the community. Yo, everything good. Right? Every day. That's what you do. I got outreach workers. Their job is to find those high-risk individuals and create a risk reduction program for them. Right? How could I help you get away from that? Right? What services I need to provide for you for mental health, job training, whatever that's needed. Right? So I can't tell you just put the gun down. I'm going to give you something. So my outreach workers' job is to focus on that. You see what I'm talking about? This is how we getting back to doing this.
This is real forward-thinking stuff, Trife.
See, this is the shit that needs to be at the forefront.
This is incredible.
And it's unfortunate that it took for a tragic situation to happen for us to find all of this out. I would have never probably found any of this out had that tragic situation not happened. And that's the problem. Why does it take something like that to happen?
Because Banga's a hero, bro. He's an angel. Right? And I gotta go with that.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. I gotta go with that. That's my angel. He's here. He's gonna bring something bigger out of this whole subject, right? Out of this whole situation.
That's powerful.
Right? When people start to understand it, right? And since I said that, I'm gonna say this. There's a lot happening because of the music that Av just pushed out, right? And a lot of people were feeding into it, right? Don't. I'm talking whoever. Right? I ain't listen. My personal issue. If I have a problem with anybody, it's tax. That's it, right? Nobody else. It's just getting to the point of understanding, right? Where everybody was and what was being done and how people misunderstood things, right? And being able to say, first of all, don't do it that way, right? Understand the pain of everybody else, right? So we got to get that to the forefront. Bang brung that to the forefront by us seeing him go to the heavens. It's still causing, right? This is a story that the world pretty much know about right now, right?
Yeah.
So everybody now that's continuing, even you, right? By hearing your name, it's like, okay, hold on. What you do? Right? Die. Right? That's part of it. That's the feeling of the same negative energy. They need that. Right? Listen, bro, go ahead. Don't let that happen. Right? Everybody else, you talk about you want to do better. I talk about all the individuals, the key individuals involved that's free. Don't feed into it. Right? If you're successful and you're moving towards progress, the only people that's going to die are the people that are the major catalyst of the violence. Is us. I don't want that to happen on bro. You see what I'm saying? Right? If it's necessary, it's necessary. Not because we feel, oh, we gotta feed into the negativity.
Yes.
Right? There's nothing tangible. Right? The only person that died was my brother. So far. Right? So if I'm okay with moving on, everybody else needs to be okay with moving on. You see what I'm saying?
Point right there.
Right? Because ain't another death come yet.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm saying, hey, back in the days, I was everybody accountable. Oh, right? So now it's like, hold up, we can't do that. Everything that happens, everybody can't be held accountable for it. Right? Understand the facts of it. I understood the facts of it before I even spoke on it. Right? So now that I understand the facts of it, I can speak on it. How you feel about it, I'm good with how I'm moving every day. Right? But I want to do that because I understand my voice as well. Right? And I know there's a lot of people that heard me speaking. They're like, oh, nah, don't do that. Right? I got to put that out there. You understand my point? Like, I'm good. I don't need nobody to respond for me. You know, my energy ain't just, I hate Ab. Nah, that's my little brother. He was my, like, come on. I had to be real about that. I wasn't fake moving around with him. Right? If you listen to his song, the only part that I noticed was, he said I was acting like a brother. Right? That's genuine there. Right? Like, so, because I gave you that brother. Right? So now it's like, because you said too much. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Right? You know where I'm at. You have a conversation with me. Right? You give something, you give something back. You said that yourself.
Yes.
Right. See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, everybody's waiting for that negative energy to continue. Right? So the person that feeds into it is going to be the person that's going to lose. I'm not feeding into it. I'm good. Let's talk about how we helping our hood right now. Right? You have a platform, Joe, and I came here out of respect for that platform because you got a good voice. Right?
Thank you.
And bringing it to the forefront. Being able to speak about any topic is important to our community. Not being afraid to voice it. A lot of people feel, oh, you shouldn't have said that. All right. Listen, I'm not a politician.
Right.
I'm a human. Right?
Yeah.
That means politicians are not humans. That's my joke. Right? Because some of them just don't care. Right?
Might
They
agree.
just do. Right? They just do whatever.
Really?
Right? Or did you make that choice as a human or as a politician? Right?
Right.
So for me, and I'm getting high, I might take my sweater off my shirt. You know, I ain't trying to flex on nobody. But that's where I'm at, bro. Like, I need to, you know, I felt that was there. Now this is here. Right? This is my second, you know, I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collective. And I want us to have a better understanding of this whole situation because it's not over. Right? And we're going to get to a certain point of, is there going to be a murder, arrest or not? Right? How are people going to take to that? Right? In the meantime, how much are we going to continue to talk about this subject? How much is it going to stay in front of us? Is every time somebody tweets or drops a song, are we going to have a major conversation about this subject? Right? I'm with you, bro. Go ahead.
No, I mean,
I think that's a good point because people are looking to you and to Troy, unfortunately, and to platforms like this. Of course, people could tweet all day, put up a million things. Let me analyze this video. I see that person here. But what you're saying is the solution. We could analyze a TMZ video for 2 hours. That's not changing what happened in that room.
well,
This type of talk is changing what happened in that room for the better from a terrible situation.
Absolutely.
Well, you leading by example. I mean, the words, like I started this with, and I'll end with this as well. The words bounced off the screen. I think just in listening and watching and being in tune, your message resonates. It resonates. I think that a lot of the stuff that you spoke about today was very innovative, forward-thinking type of shit. And it's shit that would solve a lot of shit like hip-hop police and all types of other mediums and people that they put to, air quotes, police us and police the hood and police all types of other shit. So I want you to know that you always have this platform.
For sure.
Always have this platform to come and discuss all of that forward-thinking shit.
Definitely.
Real quick, before we wrap this up, touch on Mike Son's stance on everything, because he had a lot to say. And
Definitely. So, Mice, right? So I knew Mice from rapping. That's, you know, when we know Mice's situation. I didn't know him before that. He has a good relationship with my brother Josh. I was Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came home, I came home 2008, and I went right into the work, right, doing what I do, and that's what I've been doing full time. So my focus is community, and in doing something, you come in contact with people that's doing the same things,
right.
And I you know, I used to do marches, rallies, right. Google it, people will see, oh, I didn't know he was doing this. Yeah, I was doing this before you saw negative about me, right, on this video. So I'm constantly, you know, I already know. Yo, what's up, Mike? We building. We did marches together. So, bro, putting his community work in before he put his music in.
Yeah.
He out there fighting for civil rights when we talking about it. Right. So now he got a different level of respect for me before music. So we have a different relationship now. We building. Right. So, you know, I've called him on numerous occasions about this. Him and, you know, there's certain others that you reach out to, that you build with, that give you that resolve. Right. So now, when that other joint came out, I called them too. Yo, bro. Oh, what you saw, right? We all got mans that's gonna respond a certain way, and it's the same, right? And that's what happens, right? There's a lot of other people that said, nah, you know what I mean? That had something, nah, you know, we go. So you gotta respect that, right? If I'm telling my bro, your son, I'm not with it, right? We know how we moving out. So you don't know who you dealing with every day when you come across somebody and feel you want to disrespect them. Right, you don't know who's going to stand. Right, and that's the message I always give. Right, because if you see me when it's, you know, I got my suit on, I'm not walking down the street. Yo, I'm walking down the street. Hey, how you doing? I tell people how you doing, looking like I'm crazy.
Me too.
Right,
Me too.
I just said hi. I wasn't trying to talk to you or nothing. You know what I'm saying? How you doing today? Right. I say good day. I don't say good morning because I feel morning is a play on words. MOURNING. I'm not. You know, it's not a good morning. It's a good day. Right. So that energy is where I'm at. You feel me? So just helping to come to resolve with this is what I want for everybody. I understand where people are, and if I'm still showing that negative energy, people are gonna feel they need to support me in that. I don't want you to support me in negative. I want you to support me in positive.
I thought Mice did a good job of that.
Yeah, he did.
Mice, like I said about Mano, Mice is becoming that as well, and I like it.
The what?
That voice, just a voice of reason and maturity, and hey, I've been here. This is not what y'all want to do. This is not how you want to live.
The message comes the same way in different forms, right? I'm not an artist. He is. We preaching the same message.
Yes.
You see, gangster, but I'm woke as fuck. Excuse me, mom. You hear this, right? But you understand my point? So when we say gangster, I'm not perpetrating. I'm not saying, yo, respect me. I'm saying there's a lifestyle that comes with that. It's an addiction. It's you know what I'm saying? You talking about cars, money, clothes, jewelry, all that stuff is the lifestyle. It's just not about gangs. It's about an addiction to what comes with that, the reputation and the respect that people are gravitating towards, right? But that goes back to you saying the young people that don't understand those things. So you understand my point? So he brings that as well as I bring that, and others is bringing it in a different form, right? Speak of it. When you look at Mike was on the Million Man March anniversary, right? Putting the community work in. So ain't nobody could tell me nothing about that.
Yeah.
That's what I respect. Like that's who I move. I move with individuals, you know, that is doing that. I got brothers in Brooklyn, A.T. Mitchell, who doing this work. You got Erica Ford and Life Can't Be Queens who doing this work. You know, I got like Tamika Mallory, sister on the front line. These are the people, right? Councilman Jamani Williams. These are the people who I affiliate with him. When they saw me like that, like, yo, bro, oh, you okay? Right? People get afraid that I'm okay, right? That's a con. I let a little of that out. We good, as long as we all respectable, right? And that's for everybody, right? So we don't want to single individual. Right? We want to talk about all of our accountability. Right? We look at a situation and we say, hey, do I have accountability in that situation, and am I accepting it?
Powerful. I respect it, man. I just want to say thank you for coming on, man, and shouts out to my man Maury and for just linking us, man. And, you know, I think everything you said today, you know, is going to resonate. And you said a lot of things that I wasn't expecting you to say. Like I said, I saw the interview with you on Doggy Diamonds, and I got a lot from that. But even today, a lot of things that you're still saying to me is just so powerful, man. Like, you know, and I gotta commend you for just being in the headspace that you're in after losing a brother. And, you know, again, condolences to the family. But is there anything else, like I said, how can people get in touch with you and your organization?
I mean, I never really been a social media person, except to just be like this, watching things go on. But, you know, I'm on Instagram, Trife, TRIFE_GANGSTA. That's also the same snap I have. I'm on Facebook, my government, Sean Duke McFadder. You know, I have nothing to hide. I want people to see that part, right? What is he doing in the community? And then, most importantly, throughout this time, we haven't had an opportunity to honor and respect my brother. Right. So we normally do a annual fundraiser, and this year we circulated. Oh, I actually got the joint right there. Right.
I'm reading Gangsta Gala. Save the
Gangsta
date.
Gala.
Second annual Gangsta Gala.
May 24th.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for the date.
May 24th,
2017.
Sandcastle in Long Island. Go Google that. Look at that place, right? Okay. And it's about, you know, it's just, you know, suit and tie, your best attire, you know, a little better than what I got on today type of stuff.
Damn, better than that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm about to do. Yeah, everybody. You know, because we want to show people the work that we doing, right? At the same time, honoring bro, right? We give recognitions to some people in the community that's doing work. Right, and highlighting that, right? We ain't gotta wait for no awards for nobody else. We gotta show the people in our community that's really doing something. Right. It's part of what we doing, and then, you know, giving that honor to the work that my brother was doing. People understand that he had a mindset of the work from the inside of the hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? Being in the music to mediate things to a certain level. He put his life on the front line for that. That was, you know what I'm saying? That's what he cared about, protection. So we didn't get a chance to do that. So on that day, we're gonna sit down, relax, you know. Honor him. May 24th is a year before the day. You know, he died May 25th. Right? So, you know, I was dealing with that. You know, just sitting back and saying, all right, we got a year coming. Right? I didn't want to go through all this. I just want to, you know, get to that point and let people know we gonna be all right. Right? It's, you know, we gonna have struggles. It's gonna happen. We're gonna take some losses. But when you see a loss, you're either going to take that and move in the right direction and start to gain from that loss in the right way, not exploit a loss, right? Or we're going to continue to take these same losses that we're aware of, right? When we see this replicating the same thing, right? And that's why I said anybody that's paying attention, right, and see the energy that came from the songs that Av pushed out and feeding it. You see the feed. We know how to feed this, right? Right, we gotta get people to say, nah, leave that. Yo, somebody pay that no attention. You know
that's what I'm saying. That's why I won't respond to it.
Yeah, you gave him what you gave him. But and like you said, I ain't got to say nothing else. Like, don't. Like, I caught you. Move on, right? And I learned that this helped me, right? So, like I said, if I responded to everything that I saw through the whole time of this situation, I'd probably be definitely beefing with the world. Right? Word. People that's just standing behind a computer and trying to push buttons to push a button. Nah, that don't move me.
Yeah, people that get off on shit like that.
Yeah, you know, what moves me is happy kids, smiling kids, right? It's about them. It's not about us anymore. And if you're an entertainer, you doing this music, if you perpetrating something that's not you, at least get back to that type of community. You understand my point? Right? Understand that there's people out there who are living that and they need that help. So if you coming from that, you're not coming from that, but you acting like that's your life, show respect to that.
The laws of attraction, people, what you put out will come back.
That's a fact.
Yeah, don't have to be authentic. It will come back. Again, I can't thank you enough. One, because I know our studio is far as shit.
Right. And Jersey. I come to Jersey. I got the homies in Jersey. Shout out to all the Hercs in Jersey. All the Hercs everywhere. People don't understand that about me, right? They say, I thought you was... Listen. Stop. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Right? My brothers and my sisters out there that understand how I'm moving, right? It's about brotherly love, riding oppression and destruction. I'm against oppression in any form, right? And I'm about elevating us, right? I'm a shine. I'm a soldier's honor, the network into elevation. You see what I'm saying? You know, that's what I am, right? So every time I come across an individual, how can I help you elevate? What can I do to help you? But I change lives.
What's your sign?
I'm a Gemini. You ain't see? Yeah. See, that's what I'm trying to, right?
Oh man, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, stay in the gym now.
Yo.
Man, this makes all the sense in the world, man.
He that guy.
He's trying to tell y'all something.
Two sides. Yeah.
Definitely good. You know what I'm saying? I put, leave that, I've been let that man, you know what I'm saying? Let him.
That's hard.
Yeah, you know?
That's
so
hard.
that's the strength that I got. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm good.
hard.
You know, when people think I'm hurting, a lot of people say, I seen the pain in your eyes. Yeah, I got pain in my eyes, but I'm gonna make it because there's a bigger picture out there, and I want us all to come. I want this to come to cease. You know what I mean? Everybody that's upset about it, you know, and my family, my mother, my sisters, my brother, we and my you know, we're gonna say the cousins too, of course, all our family members that dealing with that, have respect for them and understand that they took that loss, right? And this is the situation that's gonna perpetuate a further situation. We don't want that to happen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Put the egos down.
Pride to the side.
Pride to the side. Check it at the door. When you
Let's
come in every
move forward
building.
positively.
Let's get to this money. I'm from Brooklyn. Brooklyn got a lot of strong hitters coming out of there doing this music.
Yes, that's true.
New York is focused on coming together. Can this be what does it? I'm with it.
Me too. Trife. Thank you.
Definitely.
You too. Rory. Thank you two niggas too. This was good. We lit. Rest in peace, Bang.
Rest in peace, Bang.